I remember one of the biggest speeches I ever gave in my whole entire life. I was in Washington, D.C., hanging out with my wife, thinking to myself, man, the next speech I'm gonna give is gonna go amazing. I walked into one of the government buildings and I heard almost 500 people cheering my name. I thought to myself, man, I can't believe that God finally gave me this opportunity to be able to speak in front of so many people. After all, I hadn't even been able to speak in front of 50 people, let alone 500. As I walked up to the room, I heard the cheers get louder and louder, and then I talked to the lady who's running the event. I asked her, ma'am, do you know exactly when I'm speaking next? She looked at the chart and she said, you're not on the agenda. I thought to myself, this lady's gotta be crazy. Check my name again. And she checked. I thought to myself, that's peculiar. Why am I not speaking next? And then she pulled me aside and she said, sir, I think you're in the wrong room. And she guided me down the hallway, opened up the door, and I saw 7 people waiting for me. I remember thinking to myself, there is no way that I'm speaking in front of 7 people when I just saw 500 waiting for me right there. And then I realized a deep truth that changed my life. No matter how many people I'm in front of, I still have to do my best. So I gave that speech in front of 7 people. I remember thinking, man, I don't know how I'm gonna affect these people, but I'm gonna try my best. Now, I have to admit, I was a little upset with God because I was thinking to myself, why would he put me in front of 500 people only to take me down a hallway and give me an audience of 7? Of course, I was frustrated, but I had to do my best. And after the speech, I looked at my wife and I told her, Shivani, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna make this happen? We've been practicing for so many years. I had given so many speeches. After traveling thousands of miles and giving hundreds of speeches, I thought I was ready to get promoted. So I decided to have a conversation with God. And I was writing in my journal and I made a promise to him. I said, if I don't see something significant within the next 12 months, I'm gonna give up and I'm never gonna try again. Well, guess what happened? The next day, I got an email from the TEDx conference that asked me to give a speech. I thought to myself, man, I don't know if this is real. This can't be real. Because at the time, TEDx was one of those platforms that almost nobody of my kind would ever get on. So I thought, it has to be real. Let me give it a try. I applied for the talk, and I got the talk. A year later, I was ready to give the talk, and I remember before I stepped onto the platform, think to myself, man, if this gets at least 1 million views, that would be crazy. As soon as I got on the stage, I remember feeling this unlimited power bubbling within me, and I spoke straight from the heart, straight from the soul. I affected so many people that TED Talk has almost 10 million views. Now, how did I go from wishing for an audience of 500 people to giving a TED Talk a year later with almost 10 million views? It's very simple. You make a promise to yourself, and you make a promise with God. Here's what happened. When I was rejected by the 500, I decided that I was going to give my best speech to the 7 that God gave me. And that speech was one of the best practices I ever had in my whole entire life. That speech gave me the faith and understanding to know what it takes in order to give one of the best speeches that the world has ever seen. And that speech, my TED Talk, is still the most famous speech in the whole entire world on how to become a millionaire. My friends, what I'm telling you today is this. You have to have faith. You have to believe. You can never quit on your dreams. And you have to know that everything you want will eventually come to fruition as long as you work for it, as long as you practice, as long as you master the craft that God gave you. Look, your talents can take you everywhere, but you're going to be challenged. You're going to face difficulties. You might even start to doubt yourself. But if you keep on working on your craft harder than anything else, I promise you it will work out in the end. My friends, this is Daniel Aldie, and I want you to stay inspired because I was there when I was only talking to just a few people. I remember dreaming of hundreds, and now I have millions of people that follow me every single week. Anything is possible as long as you believe. So keep on going, keep on flowing, and keep on knowing that big things are coming your way. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.